Okay, folks, time for another update. Here we have the track has been painted. Ties have been filled in wherever spaces were left because of the joiners, and the track has been super elevated. Here's a good shot of the styrene strips underneath the outside rail. And I'm back to working on the wall again. As you can see, I've glued in the bricks or the stones, and I also glued in a bottom retaining wall. This will be colored concrete, and the cap on top as well. Alright guys, so the retaining wall is being constructed. What I'm basically doing is just laying a line of placement where it's going, and that serves as my guide to where I tape off to spray the spray adhesive. And the bottom of the wall is, like I explained before, sort of like a solid concrete easement or a barrier, if you will, and then the stones would sit on top of this concrete retaining part of the retaining wall on the bottom. Alright, this is what I'm using to glue on the paper stone retaining wall to the masonite. It's pretty volatile stuff. You want to make sure you work outdoors. And right there I have it masked off. I'm going to be spraying this area here. I'll give this area two or three coats, and then the vinyl paper will get one coat. Okay, so as you can see, I've removed the tape. You can see the contact cement drying up a little bit. You want to give it about a minute or two to set up before you attempt to join both pieces. And remember, you have to be very accurate, because once this stuff sticks, it's on for good. There's no changing your mind or lifting up the paper after that. Okay, so it's on and down. Just flatten it out with your hand. Just make sure you get no air bubbles. But it's pretty bulletproof. Then once the second piece is on, then I'll trim the top with a hobby knife and trim these corners here. Alright, so go ahead and tape up the first piece that you put down to protect it from the spray adhesive. And we're going to be working now in this section here, which is the remaining piece that we have left. Okay, so we're back indoors, and both pieces are on. There's the joint. As you can see, there's a little gap purposely left there, and you'll see why later once the wall is completed. So now the next thing to do is to trim off the excess sheet. Because I have a grade on the sub road bed where the wall is at, its diameter or width is thicker on one side than on the other. That's why we have this extra piece here, and we'll need to trim that off. Just I use a granite countertop, but you can put it on a piece of glass and use a sharp X-Acto and go to it. Okay, so once your piece is done and laminated, the next step is to glue on the bottom portion of the retaining wall, which again, as I said, in my case it's going to simulate a solid concrete barrier. And basically all I'm doing is gluing it on with some medium CA. Just pour a couple lines on the plastic and set it down in place. Okay, so here you can see where I'm capping off the top of the wall. I'm using .040 by 250 styrene strips for the top portion, and at every 7.5 inches I'll have a column coming down joining the top and the bottom. And then for the top cap I'm using .080 by 250 styrene strips, and I'm just laying them right across the top. Okay, so as you can see, adding these cross pieces here to simulate concrete columns holding up the stone walls. And what that allows me to do is wherever I have a break, for instance, like here, where two sections of brick paper meet, this basically covers it. I'll glue it in place. And we're done. That way it will look like one continuous wall once all the sections are in place. Okay, so as you can see, in addition to the cross member pieces that I've been placing to give the wall some depth, I'm also gluing in these .80 by 0.250 styrene strips as if they were columns. And it's a good shot of it right there. That gives the wall a little bit of depth, and it adds some architectural design to it. And I'm just gluing them in with plastic cement. Okay, YouTubers, I'm doing some track maintenance, and as you can see here, we have the completed wall, painted and all. Now I'm in the process of continuing with this crossing here. I'm going to be using BLMA's rubber grade crossings. I think the wall came out pretty nice. A lot better than the just the paper by itself. You can see the column detail there. All right, till next time.